Hello and welcome back. I'm your host, Morgan Hazelwood, today with another lazy Sunday afternoon live stream. Today, I've got Sako Toomey with me. Say hi.
Howdy neighbors, I'm Sako Toomey, also known as Voit. I write horror and I'm a witch and I'm a graphic designer, and sometimes I combine those three things. I'm a self-published author of cyberpunk urban fantasy ? And I'm working on the first book to my Anchor series in hopes that I'll have something to send to Anchor. Yeah, I know, right?
Awesome.
For real.
Cool. Yeah, so I am in the querying trenches and I am not writing this month. I know it's Camp Nano, but I was going to do 10K a month until I finished this story. And this story, A, isn't cooperating, and B, the further I fall behind, the more stressed I've been about it. And sometimes it's better to take an intentional break rather than I should be working on it, but I'm not stressful month, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's where I am. And I'm hoping to catch up on some beta reading that I've owed people for months and, get some reading in, get some naps in. And I volunteer with the local science fiction and fantasy convention, and that's at the end of May. So I'm going to have a lot more stuff to do for prep for that. So April and May, my lazy Sunday afternoon live stream may be lazier than normal. Or it might be doing social media and publicity things for the convention. So we'll see. But yeah, that's where I am. I just, you can only write full out for so many months, especially when the story's fighting you. So that means it's time to change drafts. Either, change what you're working on or change your approach or take a break. And you know what? My deadlines are completely self-imposed. So
yeah, mine too. And technically, this book that I'm working on was supposed to be done in October.
Yeah. So I am taking a friggin' break. So I see we have Doc saying hi in the audience.
Hi, Doc.
And expressing appreciation for urban cyber fantasy.
Dun, 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 dun.
A friend saw my copy of your book and asked me if it was explicit material, and I had to tell them it was not.
Oh.
Hope's chest, you say?
No, it is a gag.
So yeah, I'm like, no, World of Darkness.
World of Darkness.
So that was I was new. I saw that Doc got his first shot this week, so congrats. Where are you, Sako, on your stabbing?
On my what now?
Stabbing. Have you been stabbed yet?
Oh, yes. On the 22nd, I get my second.
Nice. My second is on Tuesday, and I've taken the next 2 days off to chillax.
Good.
So, hey, Lee's here. Hello, Lee.
Hi.
So yeah, that's where I am. I totally understand it's Camp Nano, and people who haven't already won might be trying to make some progress. So yeah, I'm gonna put in some writing sprints. Last week I caught up on my slush reading, so that's done until we get our next influx of to read pile. But I think the magazine might be dropping this week. I pay very, very poor attention because I've already read all the stories.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So let me see. Just in case people are curious what I beta read for or I slush read for. It is. I see the draft. I'm not sure if it's up. So I read for the Oddville Press.
Cool.
So I want to say the April issue, is out. So it's a free online magazine. It's completely volunteer run. So, it's at oddvillepress.com, shock of shocks. It's It's literary fiction, I guess. I mostly just, call it kind of Americana. It's got that kind of vibe, is what most of our stuff is. So
Right on.
even if it's not set in America, it doesn't have to be. So yeah.
And the magazine, well, the press that I'm working for wants to do a magazine as well. And they want like horror writers with less than 3,000 words.
So flash fiction and on the shorter side of short stories.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's short up to what, 7,000?
Yeah.
Yeah. So cool.
And even that gets like hazy, doesn't it? Like,
yeah. Definitely gets a little wiggly.
Mm-hmm.
Doc says I'm being lazy because of my vaccination. Maybe.
Maybe.
Or maybe he's being lazy because of his. I don't know. Something like that. So,
context clues.
Right. My mother is coming to visit at the end of this month. So for a Monday, Tuesday visit to see the new grandbaby who some of y'all got to see on the live stream a couple weeks ago. So yeah, very excited. And she's coming just about the time my cousin, who lives 10 minutes from here, is also due. So
oh shoot.
Yeah, my aunt's coming up too. So we'll see about that. But yeah. Wow. So very excited. So many babies are going to be at the holidays this year. So many babies. I mean, they're each just having one. I'm a twin. I realize multiples are an option, but this is not one of those cases.
Yeah.
Doc clarified in the comments that he's the one with vaccine.
Yeah.
Sure. Maybe that's what this is. With the vaccination, it's kind of like event drop. I know when it's going to be over. I know when, I'm released. And so I no longer have that urge of must keep going and do all the things.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So, but speaking of doing all the things, do we want to get a sprint in?
That sounds great.
What are you working on today?
I am working on my Camp Nano project. So I'm just going to try and put more words on it.
What's your Camp Nano project?
The first book to my Anchor series called The Sanguine Sigil of the Damned Hitman series.
Nice. Who doesn't like Dead Undead Hitman?
I know, right? Well, he's alive.
At least right now. You said sanguine.
Yeah. Yes. Sanguine Sigil
usually means a vampire's gonna show up.
Sometimes.
I mean, I could be wrong. I could be like totally.
I know. So far, there are vampires in it. That is true.
I mean, your works do often have vampires in them.
That is true.
So.
Yay.
Okay. Well, I am going to remember how to share a screen and share some audio and share a tab. All the things. So let's see. In the comments, Doc said he's still working on editing Kindred of Kali, and he's about to start the chapter where they rescue the princess, and she has to keep them from being captured. Dun, dun,
nice.
Dun. Classic move there. Love it. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started and see if we can pretend we know what productivity looks like. In 3, 2, 1, boom, 21 minutes. And we're back. Ugh. I got the document opened, and I almost found out where I left off.
Cool.
Although I was trying to add a comment, and it wouldn't let me, so I got to figure out what's going on. It was showing me my previous suggestions, but it was weird.
Yeah.
Looks like your lunch made it.
It did.
Good times. So, while we were sprinting, Cad, the secret Mario lad, swung by.
Nice.
Their aunt and uncle is visiting from Arkansas, so they just wanted to swing by and remind everyone to hydrate, posture check, and save your work. And in case no one's told you yet today, Cad is proud of us. And Ward is here. Hello and welcome.
Hi, Maggie.
She's making sure she's never on time.
Yeah.
And Alley Cat made it. Hello and welcome. So glad y'all made it. It's always good to see you. So yeah, how was your sprint?
My sprint was spent, eating my lunch.
Quality stuff. I watched a YouTube video, I played some phone games, and I opened my document and found my location.
Okay, good.
So, I mean, let's see. Lee just spent time adjusting her new chair. Always nice. And Doc got 2,761 words edited. Nothing like having your male leads beaten up by 2 female soldiers to move the scene along.
Sure.
Seems quite reasonable to me. Okay.
That nap attack.
Telling you, it's pretty fierce.
Hey, Kelly.
Kelly made it. Hello and welcome. So yeah. Very exciting today on the stream. Definitely. Clearly. We're full of
so the point that I'm at in my story is supposed to be the realization of what just happened when they basically inadvertently murdered a bunch of cultists.
I'm sorry, inadvertently murdered. Okay.
Someone got carried away.
I mean, that happens. I totally understand.
And so they're going to address those problems. And one of the characters is supposed to read the book that they got from the cultists. But reading it drives them to madness. So I'm like in the throes of displaying said madness.
Ooh, schmancy. And Ward opened a document and made a glass of green tea. That
Nicely done.
Quality way to spend a sprint. So, I think I'm not. I just got into this story, so I think I'm going to go ahead and start sprinting again. So
another sprint sounds great.
That way, Sako can finish her lunch too. So let's go ahead and get started in 3, 2, 1. And we're back. How was lunch?
Lunch was good.
Nice.
Cold fries, which was unfortunate, but lunch was good.
Cold fries just haven't been tasty since they took the trans fats out. What? Why did my document suddenly jump like 200 pages?
What the?
Yeah, I got nothing. Whew. I wanted to share the ridiculous, amazing name. How was your sprint?
My sprint was spent eating and cheating for the words.
Here we go. Here's the name. Bronwyn, Margot, Candice, Eye Gouge, Brittany, Eviscerator, Gootrip.
Good Lord.
She's an orc. I think
Okay.
part elvish. So her friends call her Bunny.
Nice.
Oh, I think it's stretch break time.
Stretch break.
Oh. That's better. Yeah, so I have some weights third hand from a friend who got them from another friend who'd moved. And I've actually been using them for the last month. And
nice.
So I was doing some I was doing some deadlifts and some squats today, and Friday I did some like bicep curls and some bench press and
cool. So
I finally dialed into where I feel it the next day or two, but not so much that I'm hurting.
Yeah.
So that's a good balance. Yeah. Good. Yeah. So I think I can say I'm lifting again now that I've done it more than 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
So nice. Okay, popping into the comments. Let's see. Doc enjoyed having a "you had one job" joke on one of his main characters. And Kelly thinks you need to be strung up by your toenails for revealing you even eat cold fries. Cold fries are still better than no fries.
That's severe.
Right? You know, when you've got DoorDash, you're not responsible for how fresh your fries are. So, Vicky is here. Hello. I think you are new and welcome. Vicky joined and is hoping to get an extra 1,000 words for her Camp Nano, I'm assuming. She needs to have, 27,000 written by next Sunday. All the luck. Oh, my goodness.
All the luck, all the woo-woos.
I hope the story cooperates with you and the words flow like water from a tap. So let's see. Doc got 2,300 words edited again, and the heroes are weaving their ways through the secret passages of the castle. Dun, dun, dun. Ooh. Lee got 730 words written and 4 mint Oreos.
Like both of those things.
I mean, that's a lot of words, and that's a delicious cookie. So now I want cookies. So let's see. Ward editing and turning a paragraph into a chapter about how twin brothers were looking for their missing father, but one didn't know the other had killed the father. What a horrible twin! I demand better quality in my twin. So, Doc says he got him from a friend who got him from a friend who got him from somebody who moved and left him lying around. Yeah, that's not how So, well, you know, the original friends moved to Colorado, and then the second friends were having a baby and needed that room for a nursery. And so, you know, I ended up with a weight room. I took the closet doors off so there was room for the bench and an elliptical. So the feet go into the closet. Yeah, it's a tight fit. It's a tight fit. So Jennifer Brown is here. Hello and
Jennifer.
welcome. I think you've swung by a couple times, and it's always great to have you. Alley Cat read and is on page 242, finished a chapter.
Nice.
Jennifer Brown would like to know if you are doing Aphrodite's erotic bingo game.
I haven't decided yet, but I'm leaning towards yes.
I mean, is there anything bad about Aphrodite erotic bingo? I mean, I see no downside.
I see no downside. So maybe, very likely.
Nice, awesome. When is that going to be?
That's a good question. I didn't catch the deadline.
Okay.
I think I closed the window, which is
unfortunate. It always happens.
I could message Aphrodite and be like, hey, when's the deadline on your thing?
Right. Okay. Well, Vicky is working on a part of their story where the main character is about to be kissed by the love interest for the first time. But she's actually about to betray him by leaving him stranded alone on an island. Is this a like enemies to lovers to enemies sort of, she does it to save herself, but eventually they get back together? I'm very curious. Okay. Anyway. So Kelly is clipping nails, the final stage of cleanup after working on the car. I hear that. I snap off my nails going grocery shopping. I have very brittle nails. It's not great. I tried Biotin, which is supposed to help with hair and nail growth. Yeah. And they grew faster and
but not stronger.
And thinner. Yeah. So it wasn't a good thing for me. So Jennifer Brown says that the erotic bingo game is all of April.
Things must be in by April 30th. Gotcha.
Yeah. Good to know.
My bullet journal's not in here.
How can you know anything without your journal?
I know, right? I almost forgot that I was supposed to be on Zara Hoffman's Trees and Terror this morning.
Oh no.
Thank goodness I saw my photo in the thumbnail at midnight last night and was like, oh my God, I almost completely forgot.
Yeah. I've been trying to put alarms on my phone 3 weeks out when I schedule stuff. If it's just me and I'm not going to have a Facebook invite pop up or anything like that.
Right.
So. Oh, wow. Well, I'm glad you made it and you reminded yourself. I spent last week on this stream updating my Trello, so my to-do list, and I put due dates and all of my author spotlights. I didn't do one this week. I just bloop, it's Thursday. Wait, when did it become Thursday?
Yeah.
So let's see. So Doc now has golden double stuffed Oreos.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
I mean, they're not mint, but I think I have regular double stuffed Oreos. I don't know what golden ones are. They like golden cookies instead of chocolate? Okay. Yeah. I have Oreos, but I'm not the biggest Oreo girl. I'm a chocolate chipper girl. So Vicky says, with the love interest about to be abandoned, he's trying to sway her to betray her brother and split treasure with him. So it's enemies to begrudging allies to enemies to lovers. Excellent. It's better when it's hard won. They both have legitimate reasons to do what they're doing. Because of loyalty to other people, rather than I'm screwing you over because I'm a jerk weasel. Nobody likes jerk weasels that are just jerk weaseling to jerk weasel. True facts. So Emma Ward says Kirsten's twin Damien eventually becomes the Prince of Shadows, while Karsten becomes a champion for those who follow the light. Oh dear, a dark twin and a light twin. I know in my set of twins, I'm the evil twin, but you know, the whole good twin, evil twin is on a sliding scale. It's not absolute evil versus absolute good. It's more like slightly more like ambitious, self-serving than the other, you know?
Yeah.
I would say my sister and I are probably still in the neutral good territory of alignment.
Yeah.
So. Oh my goodness.
I think I'm true neutral. Or neutral, maybe neutral good. Yeah. I would say I'm not as wicked as I used to be.
It takes too much effort to be wicked.
I disagree. Gooder and eviler. Yeah.
Exactly. Instead of good and evil. You know, it's a sliding scale. You only have to be to be the taller twin, you only need So Doc says anything as long as it's not chaotic neutral.
I'm not chaotic enough. It's funny though, because I'm a chaos witch.
Right.
Right? So like I don't know. I have learned to manipulate chaos and bend it to my will.
By imposing order on it? Or at least your orders?
At least my orders.
Yeah. I'll be here all night. So,
tip your waiters.
Lee asks if we're identical or fraternal. We believe that we are identical. Mm-hmm. Our friends can definitely tell us apart, but we're identical enough. My laptop will unlock to her face. So, Vicky asks, how often do we live stream for writing? Do we have any scheduled for the rest of the month? Me personally, I'm hosting this one. Sako usually joins me, but I do this every Sunday from 4:30 to 6:30 Eastern time all year round, you know. Well, I started in August, but you know, I've missed 2 and they were canceled in advance, you know. It's not like, so I'm pretty regular. You can definitely, and Sako has tons. So what's your schedule month, right now?
I'm always on Monday nights.
Right.
Unless there's some other outstanding reason for not making it. And I've been doing witching hour streams this month, kind of inadvertently. I was just like, oh, this seems good. And there's a gap between midnight and 5 o'clock in the morning. So I'll just slide in here.
Not get sleep.
Well, I do get sleep. It just happens to be a little bit later than the average bear.
But then your coffee hours at 10 a.m.
I haven't done my coffee hours in a couple of weeks because my Till with Teg account got a Zot, got a strike.
I'm so sorry.
And I just haven't gone back because I need to figure out what it is I'm doing with that channel now.
Gotcha. Did y'all finish the book you were working through?
I gave up halfway through because there were grammatical errors and like just things that the editor didn't catch, I guess. And it wasn't giving me the information that I was hoping for.
I get that. Yeah.
Right. So I was like skimming through and being like, okay, what's coming up? And I was like, I don't care about any of this.
Not your
like the last quarter of the book is just spells, and I don't need more spells. I'm good.
So okay. Well, yeah, I usually go to bed at like midnight 1, and then I get up at like 9:30, 10.
Mm-hmm,
so I'm not ready to write by 10 a.m. though. So Emma Ward sharing more about her twins. Damien eventually uses an entity called the Devourer to harvest their birth planet because Karstein and his allies won't surrender the alliance of light planets to him. What a jerk. Okay, that's actually stronger than jerk. That's I don't know. Poopy pants? Not cool.
Poopy pants, yeah.
Lee says she's also a night owl.
Cool. Which... So yeah, like oftentimes I'll start anywhere between 10 p.m. and midnight, and I'll go on till any time between 2 to 3 p.m. a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes they turn into karaoke streams. So, oops. Well, Devin pops in and he's like, impromptu karaoke. And I was like, okay. So I would do a song and Christina Poe would do a song and then we'd do a sprint. Nice. And people were like, hey, private concert, also getting words down. And yeah.
That's super fun.
I do think I will be doing a witching hour stream tonight, yes.
Nice, nice.
I'm not sure when it'll be starting, though.
Okay. M.M. Ward said the book on Appalachian practices concerned her. She worries about people poisoning themselves.
I know, right?
Now I'm wondering what sort of herbs and stuff they were recommending.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So, well, do we want to do another sprint?
Sure.
Well, let me see if I can find the right tab.
I think I might have just crested 400. 400
nice.
Subscribers.
Oh, sweet. Do you party for that?
I do. It is a milestone for me.
Right?
Indeed. YouTube Studio.
I'm still. Oh. Did somebody
I lost 2 subscribers apparently.
I only pay attention when I'm within like 10 of a next like big number.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm at 378 though. It's been distanced to 4K. Or wait, no, 400.
400.
Sorry. I have 0 issues sometimes. I put that comma in. So Jennifer says she'll be at your witching hour and is hoping for impromptu karaoke.
Okay, right on.
Alley Katz is a night owl as well, but can't as much as she'd like because of school. But this is the last month and then finals, and then will officially be the first and or second week of May. So, crazy. And Ward suggests that you should do a series on tarot as inspiration for creativity.
I've actually done those already.
I thought so.
On how to storytell, how to do storytelling with your tarot decks. And I did a practical and everything. Like,
yeah. Well, you know, some people like them live. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe I'll do them live.
Do a live demo, something. I don't know. And then Ward says she's trying to get back into her 5 a.m. writers club. But it's been more of 8 a.m. the last couple months.
Yeah, I gotcha.
I approve. I'm more of a 9 p.m. writers club girl.
Yeah.
That's my jam. I used to think I was a night owl. I think the truth is I'm just second shift.
Yeah.
So Lee,
you can find me at Sako to me cast Voit.
It should be in my links just below this.
Mm-hmm.
I usually try and jam them in there. Let's see if they're on there. Yep. Oh, I still have the fundraiser for your mom linked.
Oh, yeah, that can.
Yeah,
you can remove that if you like.
I'll pop that down. But yeah, so Doc, I think, is the night owl camp, voting that 5 a.m. should only be seen from the night before with a drink in hand. So
I feel that. I'm gonna party with Doc.
Yeah. in what 6 weeks we can party?
Something like that.
He just got his first shot, but I wasn't sure if it was Pfizer or Moderna.
Right on.
Because Moderna's got that extra week.
Yeah.
Which one did you get? Are you House Pfizer?
I'm House Pfizer, yeah. It was a 3 week.
Yeah. So, okay, we were going to sprint and like pretend we were productive. Oh, Doc got Moderna. Yep. Most people I've known who aren't getting them at the Gander Mountain site have been getting Moderna.
I think it's the Gander Mountain site that is specifically Pfizer, like all the way through.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So anyway, I hope everybody else is on track to get their vaccines if their immune system is up for it. Good luck and best wishes for getting back out there soon. But yeah, let's go ahead and sprint in 3, 2, 1, boom. And we're back. I edited like a page, got amused at the turn of phrase that was
a matter of speaking as opposed to a manner.
And then realized that with the 600-page manuscript open, nothing else will load in Chrome for me because I tried to tweet about it. Luckily, I had Internet Explorer or Edge or whatever, so I tweeted that way. But yeah, I was like, why is nothing loading? Is Twitter down? Why can't he even Google why Twitter's down? Page not responding. Oh, maybe it's because I have a 600-page document open.
Yeah, I did notice that is the drawback to Google Docs is like after like 80,000 words, it starts to like drag down Chrome in general.
I usually do okay if I say yes to work offline. But
okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just like, what is going on? Why is nothing loading? So it took me a bit to figure out what was going on. So
right on.
And then there were like 3 minutes left, and it wasn't worth getting back into the document.
Yeah.
I'd be like, wait, where was I? And arpeggio.
Yeah. Indeed.
So how was your sprint?
My sprint was good. I decided to actually like honestly fight some of those monsters with some word count. So I went a couple, and the scene is, I don't know where I'm taking it. I even like, this scene's never going to end, I swear. So editing this chapter is going to be a nightmare.
I mean, that's when you split the chapter into like 2 or 3 chapters with a couple of cliffhangers in there.
I don't know, maybe.
That's about the only time I really put in cliffhangers is like when my scene is too long.
Oh yeah.
So someone says something and someone's about to reply, and it's like and break and then
break. Yeah.
I don't do it a lot, but when your scene goes on for like 40 pages,
yeah,
you gotta break it up at least once, maybe twice.
I don't think it's that long.
Mm-hmm.
My chapter, I don't think it's that long. It's just like, usually I try and get to the point. Yeah, it's only 889 words right now. But I'm trying to get to the point of the scene.
Right.
And normally I do that like immediately, and then anything beyond that is like cool.
Gotcha. Yeah. So, well, popping into the comments, Alley Cat decided to work on their camp project. Cool. Didn't write yesterday, so decided to write today and got 251 words.
Nice.
Solid sprint right there. Doc is editing, which is why he's in the thousands for his word count. 2,661 words edited, and the heroes are pinned down, hiding behind a well in a courtyard. So naturally, they detonate a bag of black powder as a distraction.
Naturally. No. Yeah. Makes sense to me.
Doc is a huge fan of the cliffhanger, although he never does it at the end of a book.
So that is good.
He'd like to say in his own defense.
Granted, I think the end of Hope's Chest technically counts as a cliffhanger, but I'm not writing a sequel. So the idea is that the reader is supposed to kind of like fill in the gaps and, dream up what their own ending would be like.
Right. Yeah. So Kelly said he thought 20 pages was too long for a chapter. I usually try to put mine between 10 and 20, somewhere in there. I find it very contrived to have chapters the exact same length.
Oh, I try and ballpark it anywhere between like 1,500 to 3,000.
Right.
I like that. It just works out that way.
Yeah, but when you end up with chapters exactly the same number of pages and within a paragraph, it seems very formulaic, and different scenes are going to take more space than others, and so it feels weird when every chapter is unless you're writing like a chapter book, in which case it's kind of expected.
Yeah.
So, Alley Cat edited her novel yesterday and didn't even look at the camp project. Was too into that novel to switch. Legit.
I know those feels.
Don't mess with the flow.
Yep.
Doc says he likes to aim for 25 to 3,000 words per chapter, but it's okay if they go from 2,000 up to 5,000 if the chapter needs it.
I think you meant words, not chapters.
Yeah, words per chapter. Yeah. That's what he said earlier. Yeah. Legit, definitely. So.
Yeah.
Doc says sometimes he lets an 1,800 word chapter slide by if there really isn't anything to add. I've heard that like when you approach the climax, action-packed shorter chapters help actually with the pacing.
They do.
So yeah, especially if that 1,800 word chapter is near
the end. Yeah.
Right. Near the big climax. So, and then Ward says things are going well. The writing's going.
Good.
Good to hear. So, I have a dad update. Some of y'all know he had failed the stress test on Sunday and had a surprise quadruple bypass that Thursday. He's recovering well, especially since they drained like a liter of fluid from one of his lungs. But it didn't come back. It's an occasional side effect, apparently.
Oh, okay.
And he made it all the way around the block this week. So his endurance is getting back up there. So
good.
I was very, very excited for him.
Where are they from, Kelly?
Kelly's asking for a surname. Needs a first to reply.
Williamson? I don't know. I think it depends on where they're from.
Yeah. And time period and yeah. So
though I am a dork and would use archaic names modern day.
I know a guy named Thaddeus, Doc suggests,
Coleman.
Doc Coleman suggests Coleman as surname. So, and then Ward says she has a 400 word range for the chapters.
Right on.
And camp is going well, but not doing camp on the weekends.
Don't blame you.
Here. You gotta take some time off. Take some time for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So, Kelly was glad to hear my dad update. How is your mom doing? All over the chemo and everything?
Never went into chemo. She was in immunotherapy.
Gotcha.
So she's responding to the treatment. She, her white blood cell count is down. Her B cell count is down. She's gaining the weight back, and so she's back to a healthy weight. Because the weight loss was concerning me. She was like, well, I was on a liquid diet for a week. And I was like, no, that is like cancer levels of lost weight. 70 pounds in like 3 days? No.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Yeah, so she's doing great.
Good. How's your dad holding up?
Dad is doing great. Yeah. I haven't talked much to my dad other than like, love you. Like that.
Right. Yeah, I hear that. So,
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Kelly is going with Williamson because it's a throwaway character who's already dead. And asked Doc, are you
sure?
So I love to watch like movies and stuff, like the credits to find names.
Sure.
But I was told one thing you might want to do is, especially if the name is not from your culture, to take the full name, not just the first or the last, because there's class issues and, minority groups and that sort of thing. And you might pick, two names that don't go together. And so it's better to just pick an obscure name from that culture than it is full name, rather than piecemealing together if you're unfamiliar with the naming conventions in that culture.
Yeah. So the next time they want to see Mom is in June.
Ooh. Oh, wow. That's 2 months. So yeah. They're very happy with how she's doing.
Yeah, they're very happy with how she's doing. They said that they're probably going to end up doing like a blood transfusion again, just to kind of like keep up. And we'll see where she's at in 2 months, if she needs more treatment or what's up.
Good. I'm very glad to hear that. So we have 10 minutes left. Do we want to talk? Do we want to do another sprint? Do we just want to call it?
I vote that we talk.
Okay, awesome. I am fully capable of talking.
Yay!
So
I'm sure it wouldn't be the first book I died in.
I have not killed you in any novels yet. I don't kill a lot of people, so
Yeah.
So my garden is growing. It looks gorgeous.
So is mine.
Right? But you actually had something to do with your garden. I'm just trying not to kill mine.
Actually, my garden is the front yard.
Okay.
So I basically leave it alone. I just got to make sure that I tell Greg whenever he does yard work not to take the weed whacker to it. If he does, like, I want the vine to grow back because it has like these beautiful purple flowers.
Oh, I think I have one like that.
Mm-hmm. And I have wild strawberry as well. So with the yellow flowers, and I think it looks quite lovely. And last year he buzzed it all down to the ground, and I would like my vines to grow back.
Oh, I hear that. I have a corner of my yard that the previous owner dubbed a butterfly garden that just has like wildflowers and dandelions and daffodils and all sorts of stuff. But after I've been here almost 3 years now, and she was starting to not be able to take care of it as much. So I had a gardening day, and I found there are steps going down in it, which I had no clue.
Oh.
But, cleared out all the saplings and all the like, wannabe shrubbery and stuff. So I managed to pull most of those out with half the roots. So hopefully.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So, and tossed down another 3,000 seeds or something.
Yeah.
That came by the bucket. So, so Doc says, yes, I do reserve the right to kill you in a book. Going back to parents, Kelly heard from his eldest that his mother had a benign cyst or tumor removed from her breast last week, but didn't want to share because of the generational thing. Oh, well, I'm glad it was benign and they got rid of it. I'm sorry that your mother's not comfortable talking to you about that sort of thing, though.
Yeah.
So, Word says her garden is 2 acres, mostly flowers for the bees, who will be home in 2 weeks, and has missed them. Did you rent your bees to another farm or something? I'm curious why your bees weren't home. So, growing up, my grandmother, who was raised by her grandmother, who was born during the Civil War, and on the family farm and stuff. Her garden in the backyard was about the footprint of my ranch house. So it's quite sizable, with rows of corn and squash and butter beans and asparagus and stuff. And yeah. So Kelly asked where are the steps in my butterfly garden. They go down to where the edge of the flower bed is, where there is a ditch. A friend of mine has speculated that there may have used to have been a fountain down there. And that's why the drainage is so good there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, I have no clue. And then Ward says the bees go south for the winter because it's so cold and dry, that the bees only survive half the time if they stay there. Okay. I hear that. So I hear you can make money renting out your bees. Do you pay someone, or does somebody pay you to borrow your bees?
Yeah.
Like, I read an article about itinerant, like, bee farmers who go from field to farmer with their beehives. It's the coolest thing. So I'm just very curious. I know it's swarming season.
Yeah. Yeah. My lavender is sort of bouncing back. My mint hasn't even started.
Oh, wow.
Which is really interesting considering it's older than I am. Yeah. Like, nothing kills mint. I've been trying to kill it for forever, and then I gave up. So I'm like, and butterflies and bees and stuff love the blossoms.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes I have to break them off because the wasps like them too.
Yeah.
So, and they're not pollinators. Like, what the heck do they need frickin' blossoms for?
I picked up some plants yesterday, actually, pretending that I'm not going to kill them in 2 weeks. 2 different tomatoes and some basil and some oregano, and
we just need to replace our basil.
And some
everything else came back. The sage came back. The rosemary came back. The oregano came back.
Nice.
Like, everything else came back.
I have a question because #NotAGardener. I've heard that basil, you're supposed to cut off the flowers because if they go to seed, then the plant is at the wrong stage and it affects the flavor of the leaves.
That I don't know, but it depends on how tall you want the plant to get.
Gotcha.
So if you if it flowers, then it's like, I'm done growing. So if you take off the blossom, then it'll continue to grow.
So the person I bought this house from called herself a witch. I'm pretty sure she was a kitchen witch. And one of the flower beds has this shrub of rosemary in it that has purple flowers on it. I didn't know rosemary flowered.
Yeah.
So
it is related to rosemary and lavender and there's one more in that family that is escaping me, but they're very closely related.
Nice. Yeah. Okay. And so the one outside is probably still totally harvestable, and I can use that rosemary for rest. Okay. Awesome. Because
I wouldn't eat the flowers.
Yeah, I wasn't.
That's only because like I'm unsure of the effect of the blossom itself, but the herb should be totally fine.
Rosemary flowers. So,
intriguing. Yeah, catnip is part of, like, spearmint is part of peppermint is part of.
Gotcha.
Basil.
Potting, reparting, harvesting. The leaves are most flavorful and aromatic just before it blooms.
So I guess it affects the taste of the rosemary.
Yeah. and use a garden pruner to cut 4 to 6 inches and then strip the leaves from the stems. Hard pruning will stress the plant, so don't take more than 1/3 the total length of the branches.
Yeah.
So good to know. I had no clue. It's just been out there since I moved in. So
well, that's a blessing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. She left me with a lovely yard that I struggle to not fall into disarray.
Yeah.
So let's see. Talking about the bees, MM Ward says that domestic hives have to be fed all winter and tend to fall into an almost comatose state when the weather gets too cold. They stop feeding and pooping and then die if it goes on too long. Yeah. Alley Cat says that her grandparents have a garden because grandpa grew up as a farmer. As they've gotten older, they slowly took away some of the stuff they planted since it's harder for them to take care of it. Although her brother comes out and helps, and she come out and help when they can during the summer.
Yeah.
So yeah, awesome. Yeah, so let's see if I can not kill these plants. I'm hopeful. Although I accidentally got 2 different types of tomatoes instead of 2 of the same.
Okay, so every time I order tomatoes, be they fresh, be they by seed, be whatever, they are never what I've ordered.
I have one like beefsteak, which is what I wanted, and then I have one pink something. Let me look. I have it right over here.
Fascinating.
Pink brandy wine.
Oh, interesting.
So
or at least it's supposed to be.
Right. Last year I got some tomatoes and they were fine, but they were cooking tomatoes, so you couldn't just like take a slice and eat it because it just didn't have enough flavor. It was just almost a little mealy. It wasn't the best for eating, and I wanted eating tomatoes.
Yeah, so. Gotcha. The first time I tried for beefsteaks, I got Romas instead. And then I tried for Romas and I got like some other kind of tomato instead. And I was just like, I give up. I can't do it.
So, they're beefsteak size and pink colored. So maybe they're just a variant of beefsteak. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
So we will see. MM Ward told us more about the bees, that the hive co-op they belong to groups the hives and sends them south for winter to keep them healthy.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Hashtag Black Thumb Morgan. No,
it's not that bad.
No, I've killed some houseplants, but I have 3 that I got from a job 5 years ago that are still thriving. I mean, they're office plants, so they're made, you water once every 2 weeks, and they go between drowning and dying of thirst, but they're doing fine. I had to repot them. But I've also killed some houseplants. Moment of silence for Plato the fern and Plato the, I forget what it was.
Spider plant?
No. And his cousin Fern Ando.
Ando. I see.
So I overwatered those, unfortunately. So I hear it's really hard to overwater tomatoes.
Somehow I've managed to do it. So, rather, my mother has figured out how to do it. And so now she's not allowed to manage the garden.
Oh, I hear that.
And Greg is like, I'm glad I have a green thumb because now we have less gardening to do, like, because of the spring.
Yeah, awesome. Kelly says he likes to fry green tomatoes on occasion. And Elise says she just discovered she's no longer allergic to tomatoes. Yay! So is now learning about tomatoes from a friend of hers. That's awesome.
I have to watch how often I have tomatoes and potatoes and bell peppers, nightshade stuff. Yeah.
My aunt and uncle have a nightshade allergy, so I basically try to make sure my system is never fully clear of something in the nightshade family, because I would hate to have to give up tomatoes or pasta or potatoes.
Yeah, I don't have to give it up entirely. I just have to watch how much of it I take in. Because now I have medication that kind of like, balances it out a little bit. So
Okay.
it kind of compensates.
Right. So Doc says he misses having a strawberry patch. I hear that. I'm hoping this grows nice.
We used to have a strawberry patch in the backyard, but the deer would hop our fence to eat the strawberries.
That's what you get for having an end unit.
Son of a gun.
Right?
Now it's not so bad because like they've like mowed down and developed the Rip-On Landing area.
Yeah.
So wild animals aren't as likely to be in the neighborhood.
Gotcha. So Alley Cat says her family and she have grown a few plant tomatoes on the side of the house. They failed a few times, so it managed to grow some, and it was pretty cool. I hear that. Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome. Well, we are at 6:34, and all this talk about food has made me hungry. So I'm going to go figure out dinner. Thank you all for coming, and I'll be back again at 4:30 Eastern next Sunday with Sako if she's available.
Probably.
You want to do your outro?
Howdy, neighbors. I'm Sako Toomey, also known as Cass Voit. I write horror. And I write urban fantasy with horror overtones. And I'm a witch and I'm a graphic designer. And sometimes I combine those three things. I'm a self-published author through Dark Pack. And BC and I actually just sent our manuscript off to developmental editors. So
you didn't tell me it was done.
Yeah. So
sorry, I'm very excited.
Yes, we are very excited.
And I'm your host, Morgan Hazelwood. I am an actively querying YA and middle grade fantasy author. Let's just
say fantasy.
Some space fantasy that might be sci-fi. And I'm also a blogger, vlogger, and podcaster of writing tips and writerly musings. This week I was blogging and vlogging 9 terms, all querying authors should know. And over on the podcast, let's see, what did I do this week? Who remembers? Anybody? Is it me? Was 4 ways that querying is like a religion. So, little query focus this week. You can find me at morganhazelwood.com, YouTube/Morgan Hazelwood, or Writing Tips and Writerly Musings is the name of the podcast. That you can also find the links at morganhazelwood.fireside.fm. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.